Fight On family, Preston's Paradise here, and USC falls to Penn State 33-30 in overtime. Before I get things started and talk about USC football, I gotta eat crow, right? You know, I made my previews. I talked my stuff about how I wanted to make Penn State a passing team. And I talked about, you know, Miller Moss being a better spinner of the football, better quarterback than Drew Aller, in my personal opinion. And USC defense forced Drew Aller 3 interceptions. And Drew Aller made the moves he had to make and won the game for Penn State. I thought the OC was extremely creative, did a great job. And number 44, the tight end, right? Balled out. Couldn't do nothing with him. And Drew Aller played a good game. You know, he was able to get out on his feet a little bit, make some big time throws. So respect to the respectful Penn State Nittany Lions fans, and congrats on the victory, right? Now, as I get to number 44 just going crazy, right? You know, I talked about 44 and how he's kind of Swiss Army knife for their team. This had been the first time in this Dan Lynn defensive era where we let an individual just kind of eat us apart throughout the entire game without kind of figuring them out. I don't know if it was on Danton or Belk, but I thought they maybe should have made that adjustment quicker to get Kamari Ramsey on him. Kamari was the one that seemed to do the best job on him. I also thought Zion Branch had to play on that ball when it got to the end zone. He played it very well. He didn't want to get a PI on it, but I mean, who knows if they would have called it or whatnot. You know, I'm not gonna get into that. But did make a slight play on the ball, but that was also an amazing catch by that guy. So yeah, they ate us alive in that front through the air, and we made them pass the ball, and that's how they got us. So that's a back-to-back loss for the Trojans. Very hard one, 3-point loss to, you know, one of the Big Ten's favorite teams. And yeah, man, let's really get into it, right? As the game started, I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm seeing like motion. I'm seeing tight ends chipping, running backs chipping. They're running the ball consistently. I'm like, damn, man, is Link watching my preview? Is Link watching us on the Voice of College Football? And they were doing a great job, consistently getting on the ground. They couldn't stop. We were running the ball against the number 4 ranked rush defense in the country, right? Nearly ran for 200 yards on the ground, right? Woody had 100. I believe Q had about 86. But Quentin Joyner only had 3 carries in the game. I just thought that was completely inexcusable. We got to get Q the ball. Now, Woody is having a great year, and Woody was balling. I mean, the fake flea flicker, I don't know if he was supposed to toss that, but kept it and got down the sideline. Woody Marks might be the most valuable player on offense for us this year. Had a great game. And we really did do a good job. Not only stopping the run, right? We hold them to under 120 on the ground. We were able to run the ball against them. But once again, right? I talked about this yesterday, how I just feel like, you know, a lot of people feel how I feel dealing with this team over the last, 5, 10, 15 years. Like, just kind of in purgatory, right? Like, we see a glimpse of the shiny gates, you know, on September 1st. We see a team come down the stretch and execute both on the sidelines with the coaching and on the field with the personnel and the players. And we've yet to see that in any of these 3 losses that we've had this year. So it's been unfortunate, right? I mean, I think we could always get better. We're a very young team, and we're dependent on very young wide receivers, some young D linemen. Shouts out to Desmond Stevens. I mean, some young O linemen, I apologize. Shouts out to Desmond Stevens with the interception. You know, freshman linebacker did a great job on Saturday. But yeah, I just wish the defense would have adjusted a little quicker and got somebody on the tight end and recognized that that was a mismatch that we couldn't handle. I think it was unfortunate today. I think our quarterback played a good game. Made some big time throws down the stretch without a doubt, but was not his best when we truly needed him, right? Missed Deuce, overthrew Deuce at the end of regulation and threw that pick, and then he missed Jacoby as well. later on in that game. For the life of me, right? I don't understand why. And Lincoln described it, right? He said they asked him in the press conference, why not take a timeout, right? Why watch the clock run from 40 to 14 and do nothing, right? He said he believed in Michael Lance's leg. Michael Lance was having a good day until that last kick. But I simply can't get with that, right? Like, why? You could have had multiple opportunities. You don't know. There's too many variables. Too many things could have happened, right? Like, why just let that clock run out? And my thing also is, we never called a timeout. We saw the clock run from 40 to 14, and James Franklin and Penn State called the timeout. So at what point were you how low did you want it to go to get that one opportunity? People say, he was trying to manage the clock. I don't like the way it was played, right? As a head coach, I felt like he was coaching to not lose the game instead of just coaching to win the game. Just make it simple, man. Let's try to score touchdowns. Let's try to get in the end zone. And I think he was a little conservative there and scared, man. I truly wish he would have been a lot more aggressive in that situation. And I think we could have closed it out if he was. I mean, I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know, but I thought that was a gaffe on his part, but not as big as a gaffe as it was to not run on first down in overtime. Lincoln, you have no time on the clock. They can't stop the run game. I wanted us to get to 30 rushes in the game. I think we got to 24. So, I mean, we were running the ball. They couldn't stop it. So why is that not the first option in overtime to run the ball? In overtime, we pass the ball. On second down, they get through, they stuff Woody. And then on third down, we're not able to get it done. So that was unfortunate. And yeah, man, I mean, as far as the offense looks, another thing I really want to look at is I love what we were doing. I don't know. I just don't know why we got away from it, right? You saw far less of the tight end on the field in the third and fourth quarter. You saw far less help for the tackles, and and they start getting pressured. And when quarterbacks get pressured, they get antsy. They make decisions, and their ball placement wavers. And there was a lot that went down yesterday. I thought we really did play a fairly clean game until the end. And at the end of the game, we made the mistake we couldn't have made. We throw the pick, we missed a field goal in OT, and that's it. We let it get away from us. I mean, we led for I think over 50 minutes of the game, and they come and snatch it at the end. I don't know what it is with I understand Zach Branch was in press coverage and you're trying to give him the ball. He's not able to get separation. I don't know why. I don't know. This year he's not able to get separation, right? So we have to stop throwing jump balls to a guy that's 5'10". I love Zach Branch, but it's currently not working. We've seen it multiple times. We've seen it weeks in a row. It's not working. He's not getting separation, and he's a smaller receiver. He's not gonna be able to get up and get that ball. And this one really made me think, right? Because, we were so hyped last year after that Holiday Bowl. Everybody was balling out in that game. Deuce had a TD. Jacoby had a TD. Mekhi had a bunch of great plays. Kyron Hudson had a bunch of great plays. We haven't seen the Miller-Moss, Zach Branch connection. It's been non-existent. They haven't connected on a touchdown, right? There's been some near ones that either, the placement wasn't there or it was a drop. But that, I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I know the guys are working hard, but it's unfortunate. And I think it's unexcusable to be 6 weeks into the season and not have gotten Zach Branch in the end zone. I don't put it all on Zach. I think, it's a lot of things that have to go into it, scheming, dialing up the right thing at the right time. But nonetheless, to have an athlete like that and him not be in the end zone 6 games into the season is just, it hurts my heart. And I don't like to see it, right? And I'm going to get positive. I think this team played their hearts out. This team has 100 times more the fight, the heart than any Lincoln Riley team at USC has had, right? Over the last couple years, right? These guys can ball, and we're shorthanded. We're shorthanded, and we're going toe to toe with teams at the top of the Big Ten, right? And I'm not gonna get into officiating because we could have beat these guys on the field. We had it, but we gotta continue to lean on what's working, and everybody's gotta do their job no matter what time it is. I thought the offensive line played great. I thought they had a lot of help early on in the game. They had less help in the third, fourth quarter. You know, he was kind of letting them play, kind of seeing if they could protect. The protection began to waver a bit, but they stood in there pretty strong, and I'm proud of the offensive line. I'm very proud of those guys. Very proud of those guys. People are going to be critical of Lincoln Riley, right? Because this is another game that was a winnable game, right? And people are going to be critical of you. You're making $10 million a year. People are paying $500 for tickets, anywhere from $70 to $200 for parking. People are going to have opinions, man. It's all good. I'm giving Lincoln Riley 5 years. I don't want to fire Lincoln Riley. I'm going to look at the 5-year mark and see where we're at. And at the 5-year mark, that's when I'll evaluate whether he should be the coach here or not, right? That's just my personal opinion. I believe he should have the leeway to get a class in, get a class out, and then have some type of mulligan year, redshirt year, because things happen, right? Injuries, transfers, coaches leave, players leave with them. All types of stuff happens in this landscape of college football, right? So, that's about it, man. We just gotta. If you're a USC fan, talked about it. You know, college football purgatory. It's hard, man. We saw a glimmer of hope September 1st. Thought we saw the pearly gates. This team still has an issue finishing late in games on both sides of the ball, executing late in games, both on the sidelines and on the field. And we just got to grow. We're a young team. Year one in the Big Ten. Got to grow. Let's see what we look like next year. Let's see what we look like the year after that. Got to keep our heads up. There's a lot of games left. We got Maryland next week. And yeah, man, we're just going to have to get after it. Things could get a lot worse. So these boys got to work hard. They got to hit practice, stay motivated. You guys got to get in there, support them. I was ashamed and really saddened. I didn't even talk about this, but I was truly ashamed, saddened, and embarrassed to see Kyle Ford and Deuce Robinson come out on USC football social media and talk about how people need to be in their seats 15 to 20 minutes before kickoff. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, get to the game. I don't understand why people can't focus on supporting the guys and getting to the game. You can drink alcohol and tailgate or do whatever you want at any point. Or stay home and do that and don't go to the game. But, like, if you're going to go to the game, if you're going to buy a ticket, be in your seats and be loud. I see people, when the defense they're jumping up and down, not even making any noise. You need to make noise. We need to make the Coliseum that like it once was, you know what I'm saying? And that was sad and embarrassing to me. Like, I haven't really heard anybody speak on that. Like, I hated to see that. But continue to back these guys. We're going to be all right. It's a growing process. A lot of games left, and we play the hardest teams on the schedule at this point. We've been through some stuff, man. So we got some travel coming up. We gotta go to Washington. I'll be at that game. Got Maryland next week in College Park. That's gonna be a big one. Should be able to take care of business. I hope so. And we could end this team. We could end this year plus. We could end this year with 9 wins. There's no doubt in my mind that we can't rally and end this year with 9 wins. We got too much talent and ability on this team. We got too much coaching on both sides of the ball. And let's end the year strong, guys. Fight on, everybody. That's all I got to say. And we moving on. Let's get it.